Hey, so I just had to make this here video, try to make it as quick as possible before I forget. Um, so gotta look on my face. I kind of just woke up. It's like 8 o'clock. Sunday, March 10th. Um, and so this is one thing that's been happening to me, like right before I wake up. Like I always have like some type of dream. And what's the other part that's been happening is I forget most of it, which has never been an issue for me all the years like growing up and having these like vivid dreams. Like I've never forgotten them. But now as of lately, I would say especially this year. I would just say this year. Like I've been forgetting or having trouble remembering like as soon as I wake up. It's like the memory of it is gone. And well, so I've been sitting here for probably like the last 30 minutes, well, maybe 15, 20 minutes, trying to recall as much as I can about this because it was one of them like a lot of times I have dreams in parables. And so most of them are parable like. I mean, these types of dreams are like parables. First one I remember ever having, I was 19. Um, but okay, so let me just try to. So I remember, and it's like the details of it are gone. It's like I was traveling, and then I end up in like this. I'm traveling, and then I end up coming along this road and it leads me to like this town. It's just like this standalone like town, and it's like kind of duskish in a sense, and like so I come into town and there are people around, and it's almost like I'm not there. Almost like I'm not even there, like just walking through the town. But I have a specific destination that I'm going to. I know where I'm going. I know this destination that I'm going to, but I don't know why I'm there at this town. It's almost like it's almost like even when I was there, I was like, what am I doing here? But I know where I'm going. Like I'm going to this. I'm looking for this one building, for something in this building that either I left behind or somebody left behind that I needed to go get. It's something like that, and so I'm walking through the town. I'm walking up the road, and I come to I come to where the building is at that I need to go to. And outside of the building, there's a table and there's a lady sitting in a chair on her phone, and she's just having a good old conversation. Just blah, blah, blah. I don't really hear what she's saying, but I know she like I hear her talking, but I don't know what she's saying, and she's just on the phone, with a smile on her face and stuff. She never like acknowledges me. I just walk on by her, open the door into this building, and it's almost like abandoned. It's almost like the whole town was kind of like an abandoned town, but it's not abandoned. But that's the feel of it, like it's abandoned. There are people there, and they going about their everyday life, but the town feels abandoned. When I walk into this building, it looked like nobody had been there for years. Like nobody's been there. Church? So when I go in there, I find this like this is weird. This is the part. Okay, so it's like a book. What do I get? Lord, help me remember this. Like, I go in there to get something. I know what I came out with, but what I went in there to get, like right now, I'm thinking I went in there to get a book. But when I came out, see, you can tell I woke. I had the crusties. But when I came out, I had a big plate of like food, like a big plate, like almost, you know how a waiter is walking, like that big tray they be having to have all the plates of food on it. I came out with a big plate like that, carrying food out of this building. And I walked by the lady again, and like there was a lot more people. But I just remember this lady just on the phone. But then when I was leaving the building, her demeanor was more, it was like she was talking louder and she was happier on the phone. Like, oh yeah, okay. Well, I'll get with you again, and you know, something to that effect. Like, she was a lot happier. And so as I walked by her, when I come out the building and I walk by her, the scenery kind of changes to where now, like, because it was just an open road, like in and out of this town. And so once I pass her on this road heading towards back out of town with this plate of food, the scenery changes to now I'm walking in between two buildings. And as I'm walking in between these two buildings, I'm holding this plate up. Because now there are like, there's a large pack of dogs, like, following me. Just a large pack. The only thing I can say is there's a lot of dogs. A lot of them. Dogs. Just randomly, as soon as I pass the lady, I'm in between two buildings, holding the food up. A bunch of dogs are now following me. They are running in between my legs, running in front of me because they smell the food. I got like chickens. Like, there's a lot of food on this plate. And I got 3 tennis balls. I got 3 tennis balls and a bunch of meat on this plate. I remember there's chicken, but there's other types of meat on this plate. There's chicken as well. Fried chicken. Why do I remember this? I don't know. And 3 tennis balls. And so these dogs are following me because they smell this food. And now I'm if you can imagine, let me try to set this phone up to where I can use both my hands. It may not work. But so if you can imagine, as I'm walking, I'm holding the plate like this, but I'm also holding it like this. So I'm walking and I'm holding. I'm making sure that these 3 tennis balls were super important to me. Very important. I was like, man, I can't let the tennis balls fall. I got a whole plate of food here. Don't let these 3 tennis balls fall to the ground. So I'm trying to hold these tennis balls. And then as I get out, the dogs are jumping up. And they snatching the food off the plate. But I still got these tennis balls and a little food that's up under these 3 tennis balls. So then as I make it through this tight space where they jumping and grabbing the food, I then enter into like this big old field of flowing grasses, and the people from the town are now pouring out of the town into this field, and I'm far ahead of them. But now these people are pouring out into the town. And as I'm looking back to see these people coming out of the town, I'm still holding, and then I kind of forget about I got this plate of meat and these 3 tennis balls, and then when I turn around, there is a tiger staring me face to face, like in this field. But the tiger, I knew that the tiger belongs to these people. But now this tiger is just in front of me face to face. But there's something different about the way this tiger was like. The color of it was like a regular tiger, like the oranges, but it was I don't know how to, like, as if somebody had arted it, like put a filter on it in the dream or something, like just the way that it was like a shiny, like burnt orange. It was like the Longhorns burnt orange color, but it was like this glossy looking, and the way that its face structure was, it was like there was something about its eyes. Like it was almost like I was looking at somebody in their eyes. Like that's how the eyes reminded freaked me out. Like I was whoa, whoa, whoa. And so I got kind of scared. And so as I see this, and then I turn back around, there's a lion behind me. And this lion looks different as well. The lion is a lot, it's like half the size of this tiger. Okay, but they're full grown. But this tiger is big. This lion like half the size. And then there was a third animal. And I want to say it was a bear, but I don't really remember what it was because the only two animals that like were near me were the tiger and the lion, and I just know that there was a third one off closer to the people. And so I remember there's just this one dude who I remember being able to see his face way off in a distance because he was with the rest of the people coming into the field. And he had like a hat on, overalls with a white shirt. Like it was really weird, bro. Like this is really weird. And then so the tiger wanted the food, but then there happened to be like this ball. There was like a ball, and it was no more tennis balls. But then there another ball just kind of showed up, and it was kind of like reminiscent of like a fur ball. It had scent of another cat on it or something, but it was the tiger's toy. And so the ball kind of popped up and was rolled by me. So I picked it up and then I threw it. Tiger goes after it. And now the tiger is like consumed with his toy because he got his toy now. But he came back and I got the ball again and I threw it again. But then I started walking forward and through this field. And because the lion is still behind me, when I turned around to walk forward through the field, because as I'm doing this, like I said, the tiger was in front of me and the lion was behind me. I'm facing forward to keep going through this field. The tiger's in front of me. The lion behind me, where the people are coming into the field. But then when the ball rolls around me, I turn to pick up the ball, and now the tiger is like with me, facing the lion, and I throw the ball back in that direction. Okay, so now as I'm looking back in that direction, that's when I then see all the people coming out of the town, off the road into this field of like flowing grasses and stuff. And then then there goes the lion. But now as the tiger's now, dealing with this ball, I then now turn to go walk, forward through this grass. And then as soon as I turn and put my back to the lion now is ready to attack me. So, because when I took a couple steps and I looked back just to see what the lion was doing, and he was in stance to pounce. And then so I looked at him, and then he kind of like, I kind of like looked, and he kind of just, lost interest in a sense. Like he kind of lost interest in a sense. And then it's like I woke up. So I don't know, man. I might have to spend some time thinking about what this means. The reason I say that is because when I say they come in parables, I'm like the first one, I'm gonna just give an instance of the very first one. I'm trying to be as short as possible. The very first dream that I had like this, that I remember, like I said, I was 19. And at this time I had read the Bible. Listen, you gotta understand, like, I don't like reading. Like, I'm like, Jesus. Like, bro, I don't like reading, period. I just don't like reading. I've literally never in my life read a book completely. The only book that I've ever read is the Bible. I don't like reading. Jesus, why we gotta read? The one thing that I can't stand doing, that's where I gotta go to live life fully and abundantly. I don't like reading. And so this time I read the Bible from front to back. And so there was this dude I knew at the time. Like I thought we was cool. Not really. Come to find out. So, long story short, in the dream, it was in the field of flowing grasses. Flowing grasses is like a theme. In the field, long tall grass blowing in the wind, like just swaying in the wind. And then as I'm looking in on this, I'm looking in on it. So I'm standing there in the field, and in the distance, like not too far off in the distance, like really close, there's a big hill, a giant hill. But on top of that hill is a massive tarantula. Massive. Like if I'm in my dream and I'm in a dream and I'm a regular sized person, this tarantula is like Godzilla. Like just think of it like that. Like that's this tarantula is that in those proportions. Like so this hill is, and then on top of the hill, sitting on the hill just chilling, is this massive tarantula. So now I'm watching it. Now going through the flowing grass, there's a smaller tarantula running through the grass. And I get all this, like this little tarantula, like what it does is it runs up the hill and then it starts poking at the big tarantula. And it happens like this. It pokes at it 7 times. It pokes at it, pokes at it, pokes at it 7 times until finally on the 7th time the big tarantula rolls up and showed his fangs, and then the little tarantula ran off. But I see what happens. The little tarantula, because every time he would run off, but he would just sit right off in front in the grass, because the grass was so tall. The grass was so tall you couldn't see him until he came up on the hill where the grass was shorter. The grass was shorter on the hill. So just think of it like a big mountain. Like it was almost like a mountain in the middle of a jungle. Like that's how the tall the grass was. With no trees, but that, just think of it like that's how tall the grass is. So when the littler spider ran off into the grass, it was concealed by the how, just how deep the grass was, how tall it was. So, but I see it the whole time. The big spider is unaware that every time he just runs off and just sits in the grass and waits. So then he would go up there and poke at him, go up there and poke at him, go up there, and on the 7th time he rolls up. So then when he runs back down into the grass, he doesn't sit there this time. He runs around the hill to the back, to up behind the spider, and then runs up the hill, and then now he bites him. Now he bites him. But then after he bites him, the big spider turns around and grabs him and, like, you know, he dispatches of the little one. And then I wake up. The very next day, so the very next day, me and this guy we're talking, we're watching TV, and it's on the news channel, and this was like bombs had just started flying. So if you can think around the time, what time was this? This was like 2001. So bombs had just started being let off. So whatever war that was or whatever conflict was happening at that time, they showing bombs being, choom, 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 choom. So me and this dude get to talking, and he's like, he's talking about Africa and how African, people, like, basically there's no economy. Like, it's just like jungle, like how they would show on like nature, channels or whatever. And like people don't have shoes over there, they barely eating, and like basically there's no cities, like it's just all just jungle land. Like, and I'm like, bruh, like you can't. And now this guy's older than me, and so I am dumbfounded that he really believes that there are no cities in the whole continent of Africa, not just one country. The whole continent is just backwaters. People don't wear shoes. And I'm like, bro, you can't believe that, bro. Like, you can't believe that. Like, you can't believe that there's not a city over there. Like, them people are civilized, bro. Like, they got cities. bro, that you can't really believe. No, man, just like they be showing, like, when they be showing when they just got fields and the animals and people, and everybody's a tribesman, like the nomadic tribe. Everybody live like that. That's what his view of Africa is. And I'm like, bro, that's just a part of Africa they show you. Yeah, there are people like that still live in that manner, but then they actually have cities, bro. They drive cars, bro. Like, they got cars over there. No, they don't, bro. No, they don't. No, they don't. And so finally, bro, I was like, bro, you stupid. He ain't like that. But I was like, bro, like, but seriously, bro, like, because then it went further into, yeah, like from the time that they 2 years old, they don't wear shoes, and then they start learning how to shoot guns, AK-47s. I'm like, bro, what 2-year-old can shoot an AK, bro? Like, you got grown men who can't shoot AKs. Like, there are grown people who can't shoot AKs because of the kickback. How is a baby shooting an AK, bro? I don't know, bro. They just doing it over there, bro. And I'm like, bro, like, you dumb. I'm like, you stupid, bro. Like, no, that's not. I was like, bro, you dumb. And now looking back, I shouldn't have called him stupid, but he's stupid. I mean, in a sense, like, it's 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 stupid in the sense that he truly believed that, but then hearing that that is not their way of life, and that's only a part of what they show you on TV. He did not accept any of it, and it's like, bro, like, how can you say a whole continent of people just are just living in that manner, and there's no civilization? Like, the school system has failed us, and so he didn't like me calling him stupid, and I was just like, bro, you stupid. And then he kind of stood up, and then now you can tell he's visibly getting angry or whatever. Cause I'm like, bro, like, yeah, bro, just because they over there warring like this and these things are happening, don't mean that they don't have civilization. Like, just come on, like, bro, you can't be that naive, bro. Like, you can't be that stupid about this stuff. You can't, like, this just is what they showing you on TV. There's more to the world than what they show you on TV. Like, but it's not grasping. It's just, and so he don't like it. And so then this happened. He started getting angry, right? And so I'm sitting in the chair still. Now he's pacing kind of in front of me, like he pacing, and I'm still just sitting in the chair, like I'm watching the TV. I'm looking at the news, seeing what's going on, and so he pacing, and then he's aggressive in his speech, but I'm just sitting there like, okay, and then so he began to call me the B word. And so as he's sitting there, he just kept calling. He just kept calling me. He just kept calling me. On the seventh time, I stood up and said, you see a bee, you whoop a bee. And then he just looked at me and then walked off. And so I sit back down. This thing comes back and catches me from behind. He hit me one time, but that was the last time. But then I was just so in shock. Cause now he caught me. He like, dude really caught me. Like, he caught me, but I think where he messed up, he tried to hit me so hard that he hit me, but when he hit me, he came across me because he hit me really, what was it? Yeah, he hit me on this, he hit me right here, right there, really, right here. But he came, like, so I felt like, what really triggered it is because there used to be this dude named Hadnot. He was standing in front of me. He never said a word to me, but his eyes got big. And then so I kind of sat up because I was kind of leaned back. And when his eyes got big, I sat up because his eyes got big, but then he looked at the TV. And so I sat up, and as soon as I sat up, that's when, boom. So he came across me, but when he came across me, beep, 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 beep. to the ground, both of us. But then all I hear is get him, get him, get him, get him. Like this nigga plotted on trying to like jump me and all this other stuff. But nobody, cause then even after, man, them niggas was like, man, bro, we ain't, man, you straight with us, bro. We, we do that nigga, like, cause, bro, I be cool with people, bro. People be cool with me, when need to be. But cause I don't, bro, I don't mess with people, bro. Like if anything, I'll be the first one trying to bring peace. Or trying to stop a conflict, try to resolve conflict. I don't like fighting. I don't like arguing, bro. Like I legit don't like arguing. I don't like confrontation. I don't like conflict. Like I like to see people at peace with smiles on their faces. Like it makes me happy to see perfect strangers enjoying themselves and happy. Like that makes me happy. And it makes me sad to see perfect strangers fighting and bickering. Like, I don't like it. And so for people who say, oh my God, you enjoy or you was trying to start like, bro, you don't know me. And anybody who talking about they know me and then think that I enjoy like conflict, you don't know me. You don't know me. And so, yeah, but I'm not trying to like I put my hands up, bro, like but dude just he hit me. And so I had to defend myself. And he hit me once and that was the last time he hit me. But then the police came. You want to press charges on? Oh, man, I ain't worried about no charges, bro. You ain't trying to press no charges on this dude. Like we cool. Like, I looked at him. I like, bro, you good? Bro, we cool. I ain't gonna press no charges. But the dream was 7 times. Stood up out the chair, you see a B, you whoop a B. He walked off and then came and snuck me from behind. And then I dispatched him. That was the literal dream. But the day before, I was like, what is this about? The next day, bam, that happened. So I'll be trying to figure out what, these animals and, because it's all like it be animals, bro. Like, it be animals and this time people mixed in. I don't know, man. But I had to share this about these coming into the field of flowing grass. Field of flowing grass. And yeah. So that was it, man.